basically, I just want to say, Jesse's a nut, you know. Once I tell you some of my story, you'll realize how big of a nut he truly is. So I give him a lot of credit for not being happy with the reflection in the mirror. And what I mean by that is, every day we wake up and we're getting ready to go to work, whatever we're doing in life. And a lot of us have demons, and a lot of us never face them. And we keep on living our lives afraid of something and lying to other people, lying to ourselves. Jesse looked in the mirror, wasn't very satisfied, wasn't very happy. He was a millionaire, had nannies and drivers and all this shit. And he had everything a man would want. And the mirror, the reflection in the mirror, he wasn't happy with it. So he sought out some pain and suffering to become happier. And I think the journey led him down a better road. And I want to tell Jesse, man, get on you for doing that. Okay, I did this yesterday, and Gail King was in the room, and she wanted to adopt me because I had issues. So usually I do the Patriot Tour, my story is horrific, and I try to make people laugh and everything. I'm not going to make you laugh. I'm going to give you the bottom line, nuts and bolts of David Goggins, what makes a man like me tick. I'm very happy, so those of you out here who are soft, I'm happy, I'm a very happy man. So I want to tell you right now, don't take my passion as not being happy, okay? So basically, what happened with me as a young kid, I grew up with a very abusive father. He beat the heck out of my mom, beat the heck out of me. I never ever went to school because he had a bar and a skating rink that he made Rick James famous in his bar. So I pretty much worked this bar full-time as a kid all the way till I was 9 years old. In the meantime, my mom was getting pulled down the stairs by her hair. We're getting beat so bad that the times I did go to school, she had to write letters to the principal saying he cannot participate in physical activities today because you got changed out in the shorts and the t-shirt, and I was so badly bruised. So my mom finally left this guy when I was 8, 9 years old, moved to a small town called Brazil, Indiana. Brazil, Indiana is 20 minutes from where the Klan headquarters is located. So I was there in the early 80s, early 90s, you know, that time frame, and basically it was living hell. There was 3 black families out of 10,000 people, and every day my name was not David, every day my name was nigger. So basically I got beat up a lot, got bullied a lot. Long story short, the reflection in the mirror, I had no self-esteem. My mom worked 3 jobs, she was going to college. I had no one to sit there and feel sorry for me. So I felt sorry for myself. A story was one time I went to school one time, some kids wrote nigger all through my locker. I went down to the principal said they spelled nigger Niger. That's all the support I got. So I realized at that time I was on my own. And it became hard. And I stopped feeling sorry for the reflection in the mirror. But along the way, the self-esteem was still low. Because why? When you have a whole school of 2,000 people not liking you, you're not very accepted, you're bullied. When you're bullied, you have no self-esteem. So finally, through a lot of different things in my life, I decided, you know, it's time for me to try to get through this somehow. And I got through it, barely graduated high school. 214 kids, I graduated 213 with a 0.9 GPA. Never ever went to school because I got my ass kicked every time I walked in the door. So now I'm sitting here thinking, what am I gonna do in my life? So I went in the military to try to be Air Force Special Operator. And those of you may not know, there's some black folks in the crowd, very few. Most black people do not like the water, okay? Let you know. If some of you in there like it, I apologize. But I did not. My black ass did not like the water. And most black people are negative buoyant. What that means is your black ass sinks. I'm making it humorous, so somebody feels sorry for me at the end. So basically, you know, in all special operations, there's a lot of water involved, okay? So I did not know this. So there's 200 guys in my Air Force class. We get down to 10 people. I'm one of the last 10. Somehow, what I did was I would break in the pool at nighttime, and I would teach myself how to swim. Why? I wanted to change the reflection in the mirror. I wasn't proud of myself, so I put myself through pain to try to gain some confidence. It worked. So here I am now, the last 10 people graduating this school called Pararescue Training. It's the Air Force Special Operations job, similar to Navy SEALs, but not Navy SEALs. So here I am now, going to graduate. I go to my medical examination. They say I have sickle cell. Sickle cell is a blood disease that eliminates you from doing any special operation training known to man. Why? Because if you get into stressful situations, your blood sickles, it goes through your blood or through your veins, you can die. Your heart can stop. Bottom line, that's what happens. I fought it with the Secretary of Defense. Secretary of Defense signed me a waiver. I'm the only person in history of the military that has sickle cell and special operations. Got the waiver. They said you got to start from day one. I said I'm not doing that. So that was the worst decision I made my entire life. So now in that time frame, I went to a job called TACP. TACP is a job where you control airstrikes. It's a special operations job also. But I was depressed. I gained 105 pounds in this time. So I get out of the military and I want to go play football. So what I do, I try out for the Indianapolis Colts. The story ends right there. I didn't make it. So now here I am, a guy with a .9 GPA, no education hardly, 300-pound man, fat. I started working for a job called Ecolab, spraying for cockroaches at nighttime, okay? I come home from work, I work from 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, come home, turn the TV on, and I'm watching these guys carrying boats and logs. It's a Navy SEAL Discovery Channel show. I'm like, shit, I used to be a bad dude back in the day. I'm going to try to be a Navy SEAL. I got this waiver. So I go to the recruiter looks at me and he goes, what do you want to do, man? Go and be a Navy SEAL. He starts laughing his ass off. I'm 300 pounds. So he goes, I'm going to humor you. Long story short, I was 24 years of age and 4 months with prior service. Prior service means I was in a different branch of the military. So I can only be 24 years of age and 6 months having prior service. I had 2 months to lose 105 pounds, okay? So I go back to work in Ecolab. I said, I can't do it, it's impossible. I start spraying for cockroaches. I'm in the back kitchen of Old Country Buffet. In the back kitchen, you have little holes in the wall, okay? Where you put your wand in. It's called the money spot. Hit the money spot, cockroaches come down, okay? I've never hit it before. I hit it this night. Cockroaches came all over my head. I quit my fucking job. Okay? That was 59 days, lose 105 fucking pounds. Sorry, ladies, you know me very well. I cuss. So here I am now. I lose the weight. I'm not going to tell you the diet. It wasn't approved by Jenny Craig. But I lose the weight, and now I go on Navy SEAL training. But if you lose 105 pounds in 59 days, are you healthy? No. So I'm the only person in the history of the Navy SEAL community that's going through 3 Hell Weeks in 1 calendar year. What Hell Week is 130 hours of continuous training, and you get 2 hours of sleep. In my last Hell Week I was in, we had a guy die at Pulmonary Edema. They don't care. If you quit, you quit. If you continue to go on, you go on. It's totally eliminate yourself. That's what it is. So I finally made it through my 3rd Hell Week, became a SEAL. So now here I am. I gained 100 pounds back. I'm the laziest MF on the planet. I like to eat food and watch football games. That's what I do. So here I am, Marcus Luttrell has this incident, Red Wing happens, a bunch of guys die, and I want to find a way to raise money. So I Googled the 10 hardest things in the world. I had a .9 GPA, people. I'm not real smart. So I Googled the 10 hardest things in the world. What comes up? The Badwater 135. 135-mile race through Death Valley in the summertime. Okay? So here I am, 300-pound guy, call the race director up and says, hey, are you an ultra marathoner? I know what ultra marathon was back then. I hadn't gone past 20 miles in my life running. And I hadn't gone running over a year. So I said no. He said, you got to qualify for my race. You can do 100 miles in 24 hours to get in. This is where I meet Jesse. So that's how that whole thing happened. I'm a 300-pound man, and I ran 100 miles in 18 hours to get into the Badwater 135. But what you guys don't know is Chris Kosman, the race director for Badwater, realized actually what happened was that blue chair I sat in that he saw, it became a porta potty. I didn't just pee on my leg, I shit up my back when I sat in that chair. Merry Christmas. So basically I'm sitting there, that happened. I called Chris Kosman up to get in the Badwater. He said, you can't get in the Badwater because the top 90 athletes get in the Badwater. I broke every bone in my feet. There's only one more race I could do to qualify for Badwater. It's called the Hurt 100. The Hurt 100 is the hardest ultra marathon on the planet. It has 30,000 feet of climbing over 100 miles. Only 26 people ever completed it. I went to the start line with a cast on my feet. It was the 27th person to complete the race and got in the Badwater. Lost 100 more pounds in 4 months, got 5th place that year, came back the next year, got 3rd place, and I ended on this. Everything I told you about, I've run 325 miles from Indianapolis to Nashville, Tennessee. I've done 205-mile runs. I had the Guinness Book of World Records for pull-ups. I have 3 Hell Weeks, going through Ranger School, Honor Man, Air Force Special Operations, all this shit with nobody who sat there and said, David, I'm supporting you. I did it all off of that reflection in the mirror I was not happy about. I'll leave you with this. I was diagnosed with a hole in my heart the size of a poker chip 5 years ago. I was born with a horrible heart disease that I had my whole entire life. And I won't get into it real bad, but literally I was living off of 60% of my heart, my entire life. Everything I talked about, the hell weeks, the running, everything. I was deathly ill from a child until now. Now I'm very healthy. I did everything off of sure will and determination. So if I don't smile, I'm sorry. But you guys can do a lot more than we think you're capable of doing. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. In life, you feel sorry for yourself, things get hard, you quit. Do the exact opposite. Things get hard, you look at the motherfucker in the eye and say, okay, let's go. Accept your journey in life. Don't run from it. It's supposed to be hard. Life is not designed for it not to be hard. I believe in God very much. I'm a very spiritual man. But I believe God said, Goggins, let's see what the fuck you're made of. And I said, roger that.
Woo!